remember last year, I was just thinking, well, well, yes, but no. Uh, what on earth do you mean? Well, at Christmas time. Haha, yes, yes, the dinner. I mean, at least we had that dinner. Now, there's all this mud, endless rivers. Oh, yes, that was something. The rivers? No, not the rivers. Oh, the
right,
dinner.
yeah.
Ortona, Christmas, 1943. Surely you remember. We were the envy of the division. Remember, it was just after that they found that guy from the Loyal Eddies. What was his name now? Uh, Boyd. Boyd, yeah. Yeah, 3.5 days under that house. Jerry just blew the whole thing up on top of him. Wow, talk about a Christmas present. Yeah, yeah. And do you remember we had to make it back across that square with the dead horse in it? Oh, boy. What was that called now? God. Ah. Dead Horse Square. That's it, yep. And that dinner, huh? I think we were down by the schoolhouse or something. I think it was C Company that came and relieved us. Remember? And then the sergeant needed to throw a smoke grenade just so we could get across the street and out of the line of fire. We all headed back to the church up that really windy road. Right? I remember on the way back we passed Smokey Smith and his crew, and he looked up at us and said something like, "You guys are all idiots. You're gonna get yourselves killed for some dinner. I'm staying put." And he did. Yeah, but man, can you remember getting back to that church? I mean, all the machine guns and the mortars, and then we finally got in, and man, I tell you, we all packed in there super tight into that church. It's big, thick walls and everything. I remember just taking off my helmet and sinking down and almost falling asleep. I mean, we were all so tired. Yeah. And then the SIGS officer. Oh, what was his name? Gildersleeve? That's it. Remember? He started playing the organ. And then a couple of guys started singing carols. Right? Remember that? And I tell you, I mean, we might as well have been a million miles away once everybody started relaxing. You'd never know there was a full-on urban battle going on just blocks from where we were. Just crazy to think about it. And do you remember Padre Durnford came around and we were all crowded around that table and he looked down at us and we all looked up and said, "Well, Padre, how's it going?" And he looked down and said, "Boys, I'm working to beat hell." Have a beer. Oh, I tell you, that man was a champ. Yeah, well, thanks to him and the RQ, that's right, Stan Welburn, and, well, of course, Captain Cameron, the quartermaster. If it was not for those three, we wouldn't have had anything that Christmas. Nothing. Except for blown up houses and German paratroopers. But as it was, some nice roast pork, hey, chocolate, some fruit even, and beer. I don't know how they did it, but they did it all right. Yep. And old Ed Essen played the pipes as well, of course. Well, who knows? I mean, maybe they'll do it again this year, huh? I mean, it's awfully quiet around here. Shut up, you idiot! God! It's too quiet around here. You're like that guy from B Company. What's his name? Larshai or something. He keeps jinxing everything with his stupid bloody predictions. Oh, just quiet. Anyway, I gotta be heading back. I brought you this. Merry Christmas. Oh, thanks. And Merry Christmas to you too. From all of us here at British Muzzleloaders, the writer, the director, the producer, and the shooter, have a very happy Christmas and all the best in the new year.
The Battle of Ortona, fought at the end of December 1943, was one of the most significant actions in Canadian military history, and one that is remembered specifically by the three main units involved: the Seaforth Highlanders of Canada, the Loyal Edmonton Regiment, and the Three Rivers Regiment, who supported the others with their tanks. The Seaforth Highlanders of Canada, in the midst of the fighting, orchestrated against all odds a most remarkable event, the holding of a Christmas dinner in the middle of a battle. To this day, what has become known as the Ortona Dinner is one of the regiment's most cherished traditions. Carefully orchestrated by three men, the Padre Roy Durnford, the Quartermaster Captain Borden Cameron, and the Regimental Quartermaster Sergeant Stan Welburn, the battalion fed each company in turn as they were relieved in the line mere blocks away. The site of the first Ortona dinner, the church of Santa Maria de Constantinopoli, was picked as its thick walls and interior space gave good protection and could fit the necessary personnel. During the dinner, as the battle raged outside, the men were fed a meal of roast pork and potatoes, vegetables and fruit, and a most welcome bottle of beer. Those short moments provided much-needed respite from the action that had been in progress for days. For some, it would be their last meal on earth. For those that survived, it became a seminal moment in the regiment's history, forever remembered as the lone piece of happiness during a most fearsome battle that became known as Little Stalingrad. Unfortunately, there exists no photographic records of the first Seaforth Ortona dinner. Although images of other events held far to the rear do exist, these were not taken in Ortona proper. We have only the oral history to rely on, but to a man, the veterans of the Seaforths who had fought in Ortona had something to say about that once-in-a-lifetime experience. The regiment still observes the tradition of the Ortona dinner annually. Commemorations are read, and the fallen are memorialized. But most of all, the camaraderie of soldiers at Christmas time is remembered and perpetuated. Many thanks go to James at the Seaforth Highlanders of Canada Regimental Museum and Archives for providing information and resources for the making of this video.